Hey Dreamers, Bryce here from Midnight Notion, singer, songwriter, musician, big fan of Metallica, but I have no idea what my favorite Metallica song is. Could it be Bad Seed? Let's use math to find out. Cue the intro.
So Ted, give it to me now!
For the best Metallica song! Bad Seed, track number 8 out of 13. All I remember from this one is that there's a cough in the intro and that the hook is choking on the bad seed. So we'll find out what that means. We're going to listen to it together and I'm going to stop it. I'm going to blab on anytime I find something that's interesting. And then I'm going to grade it at the end using the following criteria: composition, memorability, emotional response, instrumentation, and lyrics. Each category is a scale of 0 to 4 with a grand total of possible of 20 points possible. Words are hard. Words are really hard. And you know what would help these words get a lot easier is if you hit that subscribe button. I've heard that if 1,000 people subscribe to this channel, my words will immediately get easier to say. So help a poor Bryce out and hit that subscribe button. Let's choke on the bad seed. Go to China. I appreciate this beat for one reason. I don't know that I can handle it for the whole entire song, but I like that the drum beat is boom, 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 ka, boom, 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 ka. They're teasing you. They're getting you primed to think that the snare is going to happen on the 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it happens on the 4. So it's on a 3 and then the 4. It's the same beat that I referred to way back on Kill 'Em All. I think the beginning of No Remorse. There was another song that fell into the same thing. But you know, that tease, the snare is supposed to come on the 3 and then it comes on the 4. I like using that sparingly. We'll find out if it works for the whole song. I don't know. Okay. Bill Band. Yeah. Okay, I love that pause. Pause, bad. And there was one little guitar, but whenever you have a stop like that, when it's done right, when it's done correctly, I'm a big fan. And this was great. Bad. Bum, bum, bum. What are they listening to George Thorogood at this time? Is that wah or talk box? We got another not talk box, another, what the heck is it called? My brain is not working today. We have another telephone vocals sound effect. Ladies and gentlemen, this could either be an actual megaphone or they recorded it normal and they gave it a band pass. You're cutting off the high frequencies and the low frequencies to leave just the middle, and then maybe a nice little spike at that 1K range, and you get that telephone vocal sound. The whole ladies and gentlemen thing sounds very like circus. I know we've referenced Circus Comes to Town. I already forgot what song that was. You play the leading crown. Oh yeah, okay. We're going back a couple records for that one. But what I'm saying is that I don't know how that feels right now. We got a nice bluesy headbangy thing, and now we're going into hokey territory. Now we're putting on a show. We're doing some sort of theatrical antics. And I don't know if it fits for me, but it's not terrible. You know, that chorus has a lot more energy than I remember. I was just bobbing my head like seconds after I stopped playing it. This is grooving. fill, 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 offbeat, straight, 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 fill, 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 offbeat, and another fill, hook. I like this. I like this structure. You could see something like this in Frantic. Frantic, tick, tick, fill, fill, fill. You know, like there's like a drum fill in as part of the chorus. I don't know. I like that. It's hooky. It's catchy. I like it. You know, this part moves a little bit better though, because like we were back to that weird riff. We're gonna call it the no remorse beat. Boom, boom, ka, boom, 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 ka. It's different, obviously, in No Remorse. But the reason why it has a little bit more move to it is that Lars is hitting 16th notes on the hi-hat. He's just constantly riding them at a faster speed. And that rhymes with bad seed. Yeah. I like how we get, it's not just choking on the bad seed, it's choking, right? We got a little bit of he's repeating that first syllable. Don't call it a stutter. Stutters is a different scenario. He's just repeating that first, the ch, and it gives it like a nice little rhythmic feel to it. You don't have to spend all of your syllables on multiple words. You can say the same word over the course of multiple syllables, and it works just fine. This is beautiful. Choke in on the bad. See, I love this. I love it.
Choking on the bed,
Get a build. Double kick. There's the stop again. We got to build up. We've got to pay off again. This is everything I wanted from Slither. I'm sorry, person who liked Slither, but this is what I'm talking about. We promised something in the intro. We had this build before. We've already heard this in the song, and there was a stop. And the stop gave room for James to say bad and then main riff. Now we've got that same build coming back, but there's a build going into the build, right? They have this main riff, but they climb it. Instead of just sitting on that low, they go, they're climbing, and then the build, just stop. And instead of saying bad again, we've got a solo. And just a nice stop with a solo on top of it is all I'm looking for. It's all I'm looking for. I mean, it's not all I'm looking for, but I'm saying it makes me happy. This song is fun. Cool. All right. That's an earned transition. That feels appropriate to me. Yes. Well done. I did not come into this song expecting this much joy, but I am having a blast. Wow. We still got plenty more to go. I'm excited. We got 52 seconds more. Enough talking. Well, okay, really quick. Hold on just 1 second. I know you're leaving. Don't leave yet. I do want to say building. We had like a variation on the chorus. This is something I like to point out as something that NSYNC does all the time. For those of you pop fans out there who are really into NSYNC, they are like, I want to say they're notorious for having a chorus that is an alternate version of the chorus. I don't know how else to explain it other than go listen to their catalog. And maybe I should review some pop after this, huh? Some rocker review pop music. But they have this thing where they sing the chorus like 2-3 times, and then there's a different chorus where it's the same words but they're extended. They're not obviously the inventors of that, because of course this song came out well before they were a thing. But I'm saying that adding another chorus with the same words, but it feels different. Swing the noose again, right? They were going slower. It doesn't have the same drum fill. It's sang a little bit differently. The notes might be different in the guitars. I don't know, but it's interesting. It's interesting. And that's what we need from a good song. Interest. We shouldn't be bored. When you just copy paste the choruses and nothing changes, it gets old. But this has build to it. It's exciting. Now that we're back to the chorus again, it doesn't feel like we just did 2 choruses. It feels like we did a verse and a chorus. And that's exciting to me. I don't know why. This is just fun. I like it. Also pointing out that the drum fills in every chorus have been different. Just want to point that out, because drummers out there, you can't just copy paste every time. You try something new. Good job, Lars. Keeping it fresh. Building. Build. And notice that build did not end with a stop. That build went all the way through, because there's no more that we have to call attention to. We've said what needs to be said. Now it's time to finish it strong. So instead of a stop with a guitar lick or a vocal lick, it's just a build all the way through with a baku baku, and we got the outro. Oh, another stop! Is that a talk box? I don't know if that's a talk box or not. It's got a steady wow 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 to it. It leads me to believe that it's a talk box, but it could be a pedal. There are auto wahs out there. It's kind of a wah effect, but it's on a set like cadence to it. We got the cough with the echo with the repeating delay on the outro. Wow, a lot more fun than I was expecting. Let's give this sucker some points, shall we? Composition. Now, I know I kept saying for the longest time that verse, chorus structure gets old, right? Verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, outro. It's very similar here. It's pretty much the same, except that bridge is like a verse of its own, and then there's a solo, and then there's a different chorus. It's not a verse, because it's not just repeating something we've heard again. It's something new. It's a new section. So while it follows a very similar structure, you could call it 2 choruses in a row, technically by lyrical standards, but from a composition standpoint, not really. And I think that they score a lot of points for me by using those build-ups and then the stop and then the pause, and then going back into it, and doing that several times throughout the song, and then not doing it at the end, but then doing it again one last time right before the final note. I think there's a lot of interest to the way that this is composed. I think that the groove is really groovy. I think that there's a lot of interesting things to be had in this song. So I know they can do better, but I'm really happy about what I just heard. So compositionally, gonna give this a 3. Memorability. Now, I don't know about you, but I kind of forgot about the song. I haven't heard it much. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that people tend to not go to load and reload for their sources of Metallica. I know when I want to listen to Metallica, I typically go for live stuff because I love the energy that the crowd brings. And of course, S&M and S&M2 have the beautiful mix of an orchestra. And to answer all of your questions, yes, I will be covering Minus Human and No Leaf Clover on this channel. I won't be covering any of the other originals because we've already done all of them, but those two are specific only to that record. So yes, I will listen to those. And yes, I will also do Beyond Magnetic. That out of the way, I think this one has some memorable moments. I think the cough is memorable, both at the intro and the outro. I think choking on the bad seed is a catchy hook. And by emphasizing it with the choking on the, by saying it a couple of times, he was really emphasizing it. I don't think the verses are as memorable as that. I don't think the music of the song like stands out as something like, I don't sing the riff as much as I might sing the riff to, say, I don't know, Seek and Destroy. It's not as catchy of a guitar riff, but it fits the song and it works for me. So overall, memorability, I think it's fairly memorable, but they have more memorable songs. So I'll give them a 3. Emotional response. This is 2 songs in a row that I am pleasantly surprised. I did not realize. I've completely forgotten how much I enjoy this song. Maybe I didn't enjoy it before. Maybe listening to it with a more analytical approach has given it more, I don't know, I feel like I'm giving it more credit than I've ever given it before, but damn, this is fun. I really like this song. I'm happy, I'm smiling, I feel good. The music moved me and the lyrics are speaking to me. So I think from an emotional response standpoint, I wish they would play this live. I'm looking forward to it. I hope they do someday. This one gets a big ol' 4. Instrumentation, everybody's favorite category because I have nothing to say. I know that I'm a little maybe off-put by the drum beat, that weird offbeat. I know that I said it's interesting that he does it on the 3, the first bar, and the 4 on the second bar, but it kind of goofs up the song a little bit. It kind of it chokes the song a little bit, but maybe that's intentional. But it's not terrible. It's nice to bring in the double hi-hats later. The stops are incredible. We've got some talk box or wah or something else going on Kirk's guitar. We've got some groovy stuff going on James' guitar. We've got some interesting vocals. We've got a telephone vocal, which I'm kind of done with at this point, but it is something different from the rest of the song. I don't know. I enjoy what they do here. I can't knock them. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to give them positive points because I'm feeling generous. So this one, instrumentally, gets a 3. Lyrics. Here's where the song really shines for me. I love what they're saying. I love what's coming out. Choking on the bad seed isn't a literal thing. I think that this is a story that is referencing, I'm only giving my opinion here. It could be completely wrong, but this is what I'm reading from the lyrics. They're telling the story of the fall of man, i.e. Adam and Eve's story, where they bite into the apple and then now they've become sinners, right? In the eyes of God. This is a Christian religion Bible story where Adam and Eve were the first two. And we're not going to get into whether or not this is a real story. I'm saying this is a reference to that story. Adam and Eve are in the Garden of Eden. They're living peacefully. The serpent comes, slithers in perhaps, and it says, hey, take the forbidden fruit. And God says you're not supposed to eat the forbidden fruit. And Adam and Eve eat the forbidden fruit anyway, and then they fall from grace. They're no longer allowed to live in the Garden of Eden. Man is a sinner from then on forward. Thanks a lot for those two people for screwing up everything. That's the reason for 2020. No, whether or not that story is true, the point of the story is, we're not going to get into the point of the story either. But I want you to go one step further. This isn't about Adam and Eve, actually. It's referring to that apple as biting off more than you need, and now you're choking on the bad seed. So we're talking about suffering that comes from making a bad decision, right? You know this is bad. You know this is wrong. You do it anyway, and you consume way more than you're supposed to, and now you're dealing with the consequences. Take it one step further. We have a lot of imagery in this song, and actually a couple of songs on Reload. We've got a lot of gambling and falling from grace. We've got, back in Memory Remains, we had the fallen superstar. From Fuel, we have this addiction that is driving us forward. We have all of this stuff all over this record. So this one feels to me like another song where James is talking about his own struggle with addiction, his own alcoholism, and the fact that here's the bad seed, it's alcohol. Break the seal, right? There's a line in here about breaking the seal. That's turning the top of the popping off the cap of the bottle, or twisting the cork of the wine bottle, whatever the bottle is, opening it, swallowing it, spit it out is maybe a line of like throwing up afterwards. You're paying for it, you're choking on it, you're choking on your vomit, right? These are the consequences for overindulging in something that you already know is bad, but you can't stop, you keep going back to it. So a lot of depth to these lyrics, and they're written so tactfully. Again, we have a lot of really cool rhetorical devices in here. We've got a list of items. I like lists. It's not just spoken. It's not just telling a story. I don't personally know what's going on with the hero, the ladies and gentlemen, but honestly, that doesn't bother me enough to take it down. I love these lyrics. They're saying so much with using so little, and it's beautifully crafted. 100% for me. Lyrically, this gets a 4. And so, Bad Seed gets a grand total of 17 points. Does it make the top 20? Technically speaking, yes. I shouldn't have maybe put it on this board, but I wanted to show you that it fits. Tied for 19th place. We have our second three-way tie between Carpe Diem, Devil's Dance, and Bad Seed. I am shocked, and I'm sure all of you are going to be shocked as well. I can just see the comments right now. I can't believe you have so many songs from Reload on the top 20. Hey guys, I created a system that uses math, and the math saith so. The math don't lie. 19th place, three-way tie. I am shocked just as much as you are. I did not anticipate this song or any of the songs on the second half of this record to make it so high, but here we are. We have the second three-way tie. Of course, we have Puppets, Wolf, and Bleed as the other three-way tie for 4th place. Creeping Death and Fuel are tied. King Nothing and Through the Never are tied. And here we are with a big old three-way tie. I told you the ties were coming, and I'm sure there are plenty more to go. But that's what the math says. So now it's your turn. Use my math system. Use the system. Don't just give a number out of 20. Actually grade it based on each category. This is what's making it so surprising and fun for me. Put in the comments below what score you would give this song. Make sure you check out my music. Midnight Notion is available all over the place. I would really appreciate the Spotify streams. Maybe check out my stops in the Lone Wolf, where there's a stop and there's a solo coming in and it goes back in, just like we were talking about. I don't know, just self-promotion there. Of course, smash that subscribe button, because you know what we're going to do tomorrow? We're going to venture off. We're going to be like Max. We're going to put on our little crown and our little, onesie, and we're going to venture off to where the wild things are. See you then. Thanks for watching.